perhaps no one had as much of a breakout year than the 22-year-old actor starred in not one, but two of the year's buzziest films, Call Me By Your Name and thanks to a series of that went viral, has quickly become one of the internet's most beloved figures. Of course, those high school years were not too long ago, meaning Chalamet has plenty more charming memories to share. Of his senior prom, the actor recalled, "I wore a silly green suit that I wore to many an event after that. I got good use out of that. My junior prom I was invited to by someone that had wanted nothing to do with me, so that was fine. Senior prom was more fun, I was with friends." Here, Chalamet talks about his role and recounts the best advice he has ever received, and details his most scandalous New Year's Eve to date. "Tell me your favorite Halloween costume. I did Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! One year when I was 10 or 11. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was an animated series that is not a direct spin-off, but it sits in the same ecosystem as Pokémon, and the lead character is a guy named Yugi, and he has an incredible haircut and he wears a cool necklace." "What did the hair look like?" "It's spiky and triangular. I didn't get this far because I only wore plastic wig or something of that nature, but it is blonde frosted tips with a black interior, if you can describe her that way. I did Spider-Man on Broadway one year, which is good because all of the Spider-Man guys were getting injured on Broadway, so I got a Spider-Man costume and crutches, too." "That's very meta." "It is meta. There was a big high school costume competition. I didn't win. The guy that won was wearing something that a lot of effort had been put into it. I didn't deserve to win there." "What was your favorite?" "I would have been 15 and I was linking back up with a friend from elementary school that I hadn't seen in a long time. My sister was at a very cool New Year's party in New York at like some sort of club or something, somewhere that at 15 I shouldn't have been able to be inside of. Some folks got me and this buddy in, and that very much felt like a New Year's Eve where we were not supposed to be where we were, and that's probably the best New Year's Eve memory I have. That time of the year is weird because my birthday is there, December 27th. And you also had Call Me By Your Name in theaters around then. It came out November 24th and it's the Italian countryside and myself and Michael Stuhlbarg and it's lush and it's I'm very proud of. It's romantic and it's a Luca Guadagnino film, and I would encourage everyone to see it. I probably won't say this about everything I'm in my career, but this is really I'm very proud of and it's an awesome." How do you feel when you watch it now? "I was loosely attached to it for 4 years and it never seemed like it was coming together, and then it did. So in many ways it will have been the project of my youth, and now it has been a year and a half of promoting. It'll be something I think about when I'm older and remember what it was like not to be jaded and old and washed up, __. What is the best advice you've received, __. I've gotten great advice everywhere. I think it's a consequence of the types of projects I've been trying to work on with great filmmakers and great storytellers. There's a great level of humanity and self-awareness with Luca and Army and Saoirse Ronan and the people I've been able to run with, and now at these events I'm running into people that I really admired and studied closely for years. Someone said to me to keep a journal of this moment in life because it really is in many respects just an intense period. I thought that was great advice, and I am trying to write down and just inhale, commemorate and appreciate and sit in a place of gratitude. I also like the idea to treat it like any other moment in life and just try and enjoy it." What was your favorite toy growing up? "I was a big Power Ranger guy growing up. That probably stopped at 9 or 10, nothing wrong with the fandom that continues into later years, but that wasn't what it was for me. But around 7, 8, or 9, if you walked into a 9-year-old Timmy taking a bath, it would have been everywhere. Halfway through the season they'd bring in like a color that they hadn't introduced yet, so my favorite was whoever that would have been that season." What was your first job? "I was a bad soccer coach at 13 years old in a tiny town in the north of France. The kids were 10, so they were like my age. And I was a small guy growing up anyway. I love soccer. That was the first dream until I realized I'm not nearly big enough or strong enough or fast enough or talented enough to be a soccer player." Where was your first date? "I don't know. Date is very much a scary word, because then that context has been established. You can always see people on early date behavior." What was the first album you purchased? First record I got was at Tower Records in New York, and I was like 7 or 8. We were in there because my sister was getting a record and my mom went in there with me. I picked up 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Tryin', and it had the parental advisory sticker on it, and I remember my sister chastising my mom saying, "You're going to let him get the explicit version, thank you, Mom," because explicit 50 Cent records played in my bedroom from the ages of 7 to 9. What was your first red carpet outfit? It was for at the SAG Awards, maybe at the InStyle event, and I was going to go in sweatpants and Morgan Sailor actually texted me before, "You cannot come in sweatpants, you know this is like a formal thing." I had shiny black leather pants, shoes I'd probably worn to prom the year before, a black shirt, and this rose-colored tie that I didn't know how to like fully do all the way. If you see a picture online it's like halfway off. The lesson, as always, is nobody cares. No one is looking at these pictures anyway, or those that are, what are you doing looking at those pictures? Then the next night was SAG Awards and I had a black suit with silver tie. I'll never forget that. What was your prom like? There's a junior prom and a senior prom. Junior prom was at the South Street Seaport. Senior year was just at some random event space in New York and I wore a silly green suit that I wore to many an event after that. I got good use out of that. My junior prom I was invited to by someone that had wanted nothing to do with me, so that was fine. Senior prom was more fun, I was with friends. What was your first pet? Ertl, still my pet. Ertl the turtle. And what street did you grow up on? I was on 43rd, it's Hell's Kitchen. So your own name would be Ertl 43, it's outside the box. Related, Saoirse Ronan cried during Greta Gerwig's dance parties on the set of Lady Bird.